reads differently. But for me, if I am giving a reading and somebody says, can you please tell me approximately when I will hear from somebody? If I get a wand card, that is a matter of minutes or days. If I get a card that has cups on it, that can represent a time frame of weeks, 1 week, maybe 2 weeks. If I'm looking at a card that has a sword on it, then that tells me that that person may not hear from somebody until, approximately, according to how, like let's say there's a 2 on it. So I'll say, it seems to me that you will not hear from this person any sooner than 2 weeks and possibly 2 months. And also, Pentacles. If I get a card that has a pentacle on it, that is a card that also will represent months. Doesn't represent weeks, doesn't represent days. A pentacle card always represents months to me. If I get like a lower case or a lower number on the pentacles, then maybe the time frame will stretch to weeks, but very, very much more into the 1 and 2 month time frame. Now, how do I read the seasons? Again, every reader reads differently. But let's say I am doing a reading right now just on the energy of the political movement that's coming into Iowa soon. And if I look at, are we going to see Trump win the political Republican candidacy? And I get a no, and that surprises me. If I look at why, it says there's too many unhappy people in the Republican Party that are looking for something, anything that is different than Trump. I'm shown also that there is a great deal of pressure on the Republican Party in Iowa, and I am shown that Iowa may find that they are more physically close to another Republican candidate that is in Iowa at this time. So that says to me that at least in Iowa, Trump may not win, what's coming up here in the next coming weeks. Now, if I look at how long will it be before it starts to look that Trump is starting to lose his polish in Iowa, I have a pentacle with 1. That would say to me that Trump, within the first month, will start to tarnish. There will be a sense that there is a feeling that Iowa will distance from Trump after the first month. So, if I look at will Hillary win the Democratic coming up soon in Iowa? And with that, I get a very, very close hair fraction away from her other constituents. So that would tell me that she is just going to win by a hair. I get a 50-50. It could even be almost a tie. So that says to me, and when does it look like this is going to really start to happen? I have a 6 with swords, which indicates to me that within 6 weeks, Hillary is going to start to really be having to sweat it. At that time, Bernie Sanders is at a dead heat with her, and my feeling is that in Iowa, Bernie Sanders and Hillary are almost going to tie. Not so with the Republican Party that is seen in that one. It says within 1 month already, Trump is starting to look jaded in Iowa. So again, wands represent days. Cups can represent weeks. Swords can stand for weeks as well, but it's starting to go more into pentacles, which stand for months. The seasons, spring is represented by wands. Summer is represented by cups. Autumn is represented by swords. And the pentacles represent winter. In tarot, it goes wands, cups, swords, pentacles. So just like the seasons with the branches and everything not young and dewy, wands is the first, so that represents spring. Cups represents summer. Swords represents autumn. And pentacles stands for winter. So that is how you may decide to try to read your cards. Or if you are getting a reading, you may ask, and sometimes people do ask me, what cards are in front of you? And a lot of times I'll let them know, and if now you too can ask your reader if you want to know, could you tell me what that time frame is represented by? So that's kind of how that goes, and I'm going to stick to it. And we're going to look at Rebecca, who's from Oklahoma, and she says, can I have an organic reading? I want to tell you guys today the name of the show was Organics, Intuitive